Saturday. Having the stream yesterday kind of threw me off a little bit. Not sure what day of the week it is. Well, I hope everybody had a good week. It was a decent week here. It was nice to be able to kind of relax and not have to worry about working on this stupid soffit project. I'm glad it's over with. So, it's been nice just to kind of goof around and not really do anything of any real significance. So we have got, what have we got? Monte Cristo sandwiches, and along with that, I'm going to make some beer cheese soup. It said cheese soup that y'all voted for, but it is a beer cheese soup. And I'll get that started here pretty quick. We'll wait till we get a couple of folks in the room. Have we got anybody in the room? No? Ralph. Hey, Ralph. Happy Sunday, way over there in the land of New Zealand and having fun. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Kind of a nice day. It's been overcast. It rained last night, so it's kept the temperature down. So it's been nice today, and like maybe the 70s or so. Yeah, it's nice to get a break from the 80s and 90s. But I mean, we're going to get that several month break here coming up pretty quick. When we change into winter again. Not my favorite time of year by any means. Not at all, but you got to live with it, right? Yeah. Well, I guess some people don't have to live with it. They have the means to travel around and go from place to place and follow the warm weather. Yep. So, hey, it is what it is.
Joshua's here.
Joshua, happy Saturday. How's things out in Florida? Good, I hope. Things are nice here. Calm, kind of a cloudy day, a little bit windy. It's nice.
Ralph said, sorry, I missed the dessert stream. I saw it was being talked about, but I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, well, that's completely my fault. Last Saturday, I meant to mention the Friday stream and talk about it a little bit, and during the course of the stream, I totally forgot. So hopefully today, after we get a few more folk in the room, I'll kind of go through what I have in mind for the Friday just dessert. We'll see. So,
Carol's here.
Hey, Carol.
Jessica.
Jessica, happy Saturday, guys. Help yourself to the fridge. I dusted off another 12-pack of Diet Coke for you, Jessica, so feel free.
She says hello again. I almost missed you. I slept in late.
Uh-oh. Well, hey, that's okay to sleep in a little bit, once in a while. Get that extra Z's. I know I like it. Don't always happen, that's for sure. Well, as you can see, I've got veggies out in front of me and a can of beer. So that means I'm making beer cheese soup. It's one of my favorite soups, next to making corn chowder this time of year with the Olay sweet corn. But that being said, today the beer cheese is going to be delicious. I'm looking forward to it. It is one of my favorites. I'm just going to start here by peeling out a few carrots. And
Josh says that they have a heat advisory in effect until 6 p.m. It's been warm.
Yeah, well, if they have a heat advisory, that would lend a person to believe that it has been warm.
Jessica says, you're always so sweet to me in the Diet Coke. A lot of people forget my Diet Coke.
Yeah. No, I try to remember things like that. But
Johnny's here.
Johnny, hey man, happy Saturday. I'm just peeling the veg for some beer cheese soup. I'm going to get that rocking here pretty quick. Made tiramisu. For those of you that maybe didn't see it yesterday, you can catch the replay. Made tiramisu for tonight. I also made a short video on how to make your own mascarpone cheese. It is unbelievably simple. 3 little ingredients: cream, lemon juice, and a little bit of either tartar, cream of tartar, or baking soda. And that's literally all you need for ingredients. The rest of that is just a colander and maybe a kitchen towel, which is what I use to put it into and let it drain the little bit of whey that it does drain. And it's just super simple. So I hope you take advantage of it if you're a mascarpone cheese lover. All right, we are getting it rocking. Yes. Johnny, how are things in your neighborhood? Doing well, I hope. Haven't seen you much this summer, so I just thought I'd ask. How's things going? All right, let me get rid of this carrot stuff. And as much as I would like to have a compost pile, our yard is so small, the only place that we could put it would be right by one of the bedroom windows. Yeah, and compost heaps don't always smell very nice, so. Otherwise, I would love to have one. All right, I'm just going to dice up these little carrots.
Johnny's as busy as heck all day. I will tell you offline. I'll tell you offline.
Johnny, you are welcome to send me an email at oldguyincolorado, Gmail. Man, I'd love to correspond with you. We're actually kind of thinking about maybe trying to get out that way sometime in the next few months. It would be a real pleasure to meet you in person.
That's always great.
Awesome.
Jessica said the time there is 4:08 p.m.
4:08 p.m.
Yep.
Okay.
And Carol said bears.
Bears, yeah. Boy, we sure have had
You
our.
don't want your compost pile.
Yeah, we've had. Well, yeah, it'd definitely attract a bear. We've had an unbelievable amount of bear activity in our town over the summer, which is really super unusual because usually there's plenty enough natural food that the bears stay up in the high country, but not this year. They've been in town all summer and they're wreaking havoc. Carol certainly had her share of bears in her yard. And, we've had our little dealings with them as well. All right, let me just kind of dice up these carrots real quick. We're going to have some fun. I don't know if you've ever made or tried a beer cheese soup. If you haven't, you should. You should. It's delicious. I usually just use just a regular blonde, Pilsner, or lager. Doesn't really matter. I've also used amber ales that were pretty good. But I've stayed away from the real dark beers like Guinness and stuff like that. Alright, get a little onion here. Whoop. You stay in there because I want to slice you that way, alright? Oh, this is good. Normally this is something I'd make in the wintertime just because it's good cold weather, warm your bones kind of food. That's alright. I'll eat it any time of year. Get these peppers cut. Probably just gonna do half of each one of these. I want to make some pizza, so
Jessica's starving. She can't wait for it to be done.
should be good. Should be good. We'll get sandwiches started when the soup is just about ready. Yes, yes, yes. It is good to be free of the summer project. Again, like last year, found myself working almost all summer, but it's it's not like it's a wasted labor, So it just I keep thinking to myself, well, this next year I'm not going to work so long. I'm going to enjoy the summer a little bit more. And every summer here so far, I've been working all the way through summer and until like August or so. What's left of summer? Like a week. All right. Peppers, onions, celery, peppers, onions, carrots. This will put whatever you like in there. I'm going to cut up some corn too. If you want broccoli, go for it. If it's good with cheese, it's going to be good in the soup. Just that easy. All right, let me get a little heat going on here. Throw a little bit of butter into the pan. I'm just going to kind of saute these for a couple minutes just to start softening them up. And then I'll add a couple of cups of chicken stock and a can of beer. This is, I'm trying to see the ounces, like a 24 ounce. A 24.
Squeeze mustard in there too.
No, I'm not going to squeeze no mustard. No mustard in it. Might be good though. Might be.
You never know.
Mustard and cheese go together really well. So, in it, because I'm having sandwiches and stuff with it, I'm not putting in meat, but a lot of times when I make my beer cheese, I'll add ham or sausage or bacon, anything like that. I think I've never put it in, but I think pulled pork would probably be just as good in there too. So, all right. Throw these veggies in. Yes, 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 yes. Outstanding. We're going to toss in a little bit of salt here. And if it wants to let me find it, it does. I'm going to put in a little white pepper as well.
Ralph says it's funny how some bigger animals are scared of smaller animals, like a bear might run from a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know they'll run from a dog.
Yep, they run from Polly.
Ferocious little
Up the
thing.
tree.
Yeah, and when that bear ran up, it was just a thin little apple tree. It wasn't very big. He just about tore the whole thing down. It's growing back, but it's a jacked up tree. He broke almost the whole top of it off. So she sure scared him. I put this board over here, and I'm not done with it yet. I got to get some corn cut.
That's good old lathe corn.
This is a lathe corn. Some of you in the western states might know of it. It's pretty popular. It's a super sweet corn. It's been grown here in this part of the state for, I'm not sure when they started, but it's been quite a while.
40 years or something.
Yep.
Food with Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Good,
Paula.
good afternoon, everyone. Taking a break from cooking hot sauce.
Nice. Do me a favor, Miss Old Guy, if you would, throw Johnny's and Dave's link up there. Funky Food with Dave. Making hot sauces and stuff. Yeah. From what I've seen of your pictures that you guys put on Facebook, that the your products look really interesting. Sometime I'd like to try it. All right. All right. Last time I tried cutting corn this way, it was just flying everywhere. This isn't too bad this time. Alright. So if you guys haven't checked out Funky Food with Dave, there's a link. Go check him out. Super nice guy. Huh?
Johnny says they'll be going live eating peppers next week, Wednesday and Thursday.
Awesome. It'll be good to see you again. All right, those veggies are looking really nice. The onions are almost translucent. I'm going to call that close enough. So a couple cups of chicken stock. I'm going to toss the corn in there. So if you didn't see, I got onions, red and green bell pepper, carrots, onion, and the corn. Now we're going to put in, I don't know, about 2/3 of that can. I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to drink what's left of that can of beer. But I am going to make some beer batter, so that ought to count for something. All right. Let me kind of get this out of the way. So next week, let me see if I can remember what it is that we have coming up for next week. I'm surprised I remembered last time. Next week, that's a difficult one. I'm drawing a complete blank this time. I was able to figure it last time because I remember who requested it, but I don't remember this time. Is it Wild Man again, or is it Dawn? I think it's Dawn. Dawn, yeah, but I don't remember what it was.
Burger with the
green burgers with green chili strips on it. Yes. Monterey Jack and guacamole. So yeah, burgers. Yum.
I put up Johnny's link.
Awesome. There you go. Check out Johnny Small Pepper. All right. I really appreciate the community of folks that kind of come together and support each other's channels, and it makes me grateful for a lot of the people that I've met here.
Jessica's having a cheeseburger quesadilla.
Cheeseburger quesadilla?
Yep.
Oh, that sounds good.
And I think it was Carol. She said, was that Thunder?
Thunder?
Carol asked if
Oh,
it was Thunder.
yes.
I said, yes.
I think it was. Yes, and we can have some thunder. It's already at a nice boil. Let's turn that down just a little bit. We just got to let it do its thing now for a bit. So, I mean, I could get these sandwiches going, but really, it doesn't take long or doesn't take much to make a Monte Cristo. unless you're gonna deep fat fry them, I don't ever recommend that. But you know, I've done it that way. It's just a pain in the ass, and I think it makes them a little too oily. Ooh, did you hear that? I don't know. Did you guys hear that? Thunder? I sure heard it.
Rain.
Yep, dumping the rain. So for some reason, we lose power. You know why? It's raining, and it doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
Ralph said, wish we'd have thunderstorm here. It's been ages since we've had a storm.
We've had, actually, this has been a pretty decent summer.
It has.
There's been some years where it's maybe rained once or twice all summer, and this year it hasn't rained a ton, but I'd say it's rained, 3 or 4 times every month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least we're getting some moisture. Some years it was so bad that we even had little local squirrels and stuff trying to drink out of our bird bath and stuff like that. So, sometimes it's really dry.
Dave said that was a good rumble.
Oh, you heard it. Awesome. Yeah, that one was pretty close. That one was pretty close. All right, well, I guess while I'm not doing much, I can start grinding up this here cheese. Just a block of cheddar. Get it grated up. I like this little thing. Takes care of grated cheese real quick.
Girl said that was your house.
Yeah, it was close.
Jessica says you should try making some cheeseburger quesadilla. I bet you would like it. It's real good.
Mrs. Old Guy, we'll write that down, and it has now just become a dinner request. All right.
It's pouring out
That's a good thing. We could sure use the moisture. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind not having to go out and water the grass after the stream. So, all right, get this out of here. Yeah, it rained pretty good. So, nice bowl of cheddar there. It's probably about 1.5 pounds here.
There you go.
Okay. Into the pot. Spike. And just to let you know that how quickly you could get your dinner drawn, Don put in a request just a couple of weeks ago and he got drawn.
Yep.
So,
Jerry, sure.
hey Jerry, another neighbor. So we got about, roughly 3 or 4 tablespoons of flour into that cheese. Why am I doing that? The starch in the flour gives something for the fat molecules to bond to, so they don't just clump up into like almost curds. But if your cheese has been frozen, it's going to do that anyway. There's really no fixing it. If it's frozen cheese and you try to make a sauce or whatever with it, it's going to sort of have a grainy look and sort of a grainy texture to it. It's just the way it happens.
Jerry said that Rachel loves the rain and Carol loves it too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm digging it.
Yep. Ralph said, funny enough, I was watching a YouTube review yesterday on a solar bird bath fountain somewhere overseas that showed a squirrel drinking from a bird bath.
Yep. Yeah, I thought about getting a little bird bath thing, but didn't happen this year. Maybe next.
Yep, we got that one bird bath.
Yeah, we got a bird bath. We just don't have the little fountain to put in it. So there's that cheese. I did tear up, had an extra piece of Swiss that I thought, man, what the heck. I'm going to toss it in there. And I'm just going to make the quick egg wash that I'm going to need for those sandwiches. Yes, yes, yes. A little splash of milk, a couple of eggs. So, of course, the other method to a Monte Cristo is just to make a egg and milk wash, dip it pretty much like a French toast.
Yep.
Fry it that way.
It says, and for the meat, instead of regular burger, I use ground burger.
Use
Ground burger
ground burger
instead of regular.
instead of regular burger. What's the difference? I'm sorry. I would think that all ground beef is ground beef. Maybe a different type of grind.
Maybe.
Like a chili grind is different.
Yep.
You
Carol-
must.
Carol says, do without the lightning.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. You're not going to get much rain without a little thunder and lightning. All right, and today's request was Wild Man, was it not? From the Crazy Food Crew.
Yep.
Hey, at least I remembered that. Woohoo! This is a very hearty soup. It'll definitely fill you up, but it tastes really, really good. A little more water. That's going to evaporate. I will be adding some milk to that, just a dash of heavy cream. So, hey, you know, I got time just to flap my yap.
Flap your yap.
I'm yap flapping. Yap, yap, yap. Flap, flap, flap. Oh boy. Get that out. Yes, yes. It was fun yesterday having the dessert stream, and since I've got a few of you here, I meant to do this last week, and I just totally forgot that. So I want to try something new with the desserts, because so many of them I have to make the day before in order to have it for Saturday. I thought, well, maybe I'll start doing some of those on Friday like I did last night. And it will be during my old stream time. So if you remember what that is, I don't know where it would be, the time would be at where you're at, but whatever it was before, that's what the stream time is on Fridays, 4 to 6 p.m. my time. Or 4 till I'm done. I'm not going to make it take 2 hours for the sake of making it last 2 hours. If I'm done in an hour, I'm done in an hour. So, I was going to see what you guys think about having a shortened time to vote. Normally I try to let the vote go till Thursday, but I think the best I might be able to do is Wednesday. If I get it posted early enough, like tonight or tomorrow, do you guys feel that would give you enough time to vote for a dessert? Or the other option would be I would just pick a dessert and have that. So just curious what you guys, kind of think about that. Go ahead and let Ms. Solguy in on your thoughts, if you want me to do some more of those and whatnot. So, all right, I got a beverage here somewhere.
So Ralph said that he ordered a solar fountain on All Express for about $20 New Zealand. Should be nice once it returns to summer.
Awesome.
And Jessica says, sorry, I didn't mean to make it so complicated, just regular grumpy.
Just what?
Regular ground beef.
Regular ground beef. Okay. So,
And
okay.
Carol said very small tundra cans won't help.
Very small what?
Tundra. Tundra.
Very small tundra.
Cans.
I don't know.
Cans.
Cans. CANS.
Yes.
Small tundra cans.
Won't help.
What is a tundra can?
I don't have any idea. And Tammy's here.
Hi, Tammy.
Hello. So flapping is your fun time.
Flapping is my fun time. Yeah. Yap flapping. Yap, yap, yap. So we got a lot of neighbors watching today. That's awesome. And yeah, we'll be doing the DoorDash with the tiramisu after I'm done here. You know, I didn't make a great big pan of tiramisu just for Mrs. Old Guy and I. That's for sure. I'll never lose this belly at all if I were to do that.
Carol said it's hailing.
Oh, I hope it doesn't hail much.
Jessica says, so instead of a burger patty, we use ground beef and cheeseburger quesadilla. Sorry about the confusion.
So instead of a patty, they just use ground beef. Yeah, makes sense. Sure. I like to make tacos. I'll take my ground beef and mix it with the taco seasoning. Make it into patties, and I'll throw it on the grill and cook it that way, and then I'll crumble it up for the tacos. It's really good. If you've not tried it that way, you need to. It is so good.
So Ralph says that would be long enough for a boat for the dessert.
Okay.
Carol said a fire extinguisher is what the temper can.
Oh, okay.
Steve Russell's here.
Hey, Steve. Happy Saturday.
Jerry says, yeah, I love DoorDash.
Yeah, of course. We're going to have some DoorDash action tonight.
And Tammy says, yeah, I can't wait to get wet when you come down. Oh, can't wait, don't get wet when you come down.
No, well, I'm hoping not to. Maybe the rain will be stopped by then. We'll see. Yeah, tonight is one of the another kind of an easier menu for me to rock on. Give me a little more time to mumble with y'all. Mumble. Stop mumbling. I don't know. Oh boy. Departure from my normal water. Pink lemonade. Woohoo! Not Kool-Aid. It's not Kool-Aid. We're looking really good. Wish I could show you guys, but my luck, I dropped the camera in the soup or something. But to be honest with you, the cord for that thing, for this nice new camera, they give me a cord that's about that long, maybe 17, 18 inches long, to reach from my computer to the camera. So it's like, that really limits what I can do with the PC camera. But oh well, at least it works, and at least I found the proper cord for it. When we got the camera, it had like 3 or 4 cords, one for the light, one for the battery, one for the microphone, because the microphone is actually a little separate entity and has its own little battery, and this other little cord. And I was thinking, well, there's no way that little cord is the one that needs to go to the computer. There's this one here, it's like that long. What do you do, right? Oh well.
Carol said Wes and Talia and the dogs went to Overland.
Oh, did
The
they?
other kids went with their mom.
Cool.
Oh, so it's only her and her mom.
Okay. Yeah, well, I suppose I can drop a little piece off for you both.
Pingu's here?
Hey, Pingu, happy Saturday. Hope you've had a good week. It's been a nice week since we've managed to get done with all this soffit work. Um, we were able to just kind of not do nothing this week, which is pretty much what we did.
Yeah.
Just kind of hung
Kinda
around.
nice.
Huh?
It was kind of nice.
Yeah, I did. We did take a drive.
Yeah.
Actually, a pretty long drive, about 6 hours, I think, just up across the Grand Mesa. You can Google it. um, so we went up over the Grand Mesa and took lots of pictures and
Yeah.
uh, stopped at a few places. The dogs had some nice walks, and we brought some little snacks to have. And it was a nice day. It was a nice day. Now that I'm done doing with what I was doing, I feel less guilty about going out and having some fun. You know, getting this 100 and some feet of soffit done was a priority. I didn't want to let it go another winter, so it's over with now, and it looks fantastic. And you know, with all the soffits I've ever done, which is like this one. This is my favorite one. Oh boy.
Rob said quite a few walkways here follow rivers in heavy rain. Parts of the walkways sometimes get washed out.
Yep. Yep. Same here. Again, town below. Well, we got a river that runs right by town here.
Yeah.
And down below us, in the actual larger town, they have a river walk to go on, and a lot of times it'll get flooded out. It doesn't get necessarily washed away, but it just gets flooded, and you gotta wait till the water subsides. You know, they'll get out there and clean all the mud and stuff off the sidewalk.
Carol said Wes is probably getting snowed on
Yeah, where is he at?
up at Overland.
Overland's Pass. Is it that high?
It's up on
Well, yeah, but it's
Tupeo, yeah, no.
yeah, but is it that high in altitude
I don't know.
that it would get snow this early in the season? I don't know. I guess it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a chance of it, I suppose.
Steve Russell says he's grilling a few T-bones raised on a field of one of his buds. Price free.
Nice. Raising some T-bones.
Yep.
Yum. T-bones and burgers and ribeyes and fillets and yum. We might even get some sausage out of it. I like that. I like that. How are we doing here? Veg is feeling good. Smells good. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get some milk in here. That's fine. That's about a half a gallon. And as promised, a little bit of heavy cream. Not a lot. 2 or 3 tablespoons. Good, good, good. So I'll wait for this to come back up to temp. And when it starts to slow boil, I'll start melting in the cheddar. So not only does the flour help kind of spread out those fat molecules and make it a creamy soup, it also helps thicken your soup, of course. It does work with um, cornstarch, to dust it with cornstarch instead of flour, but the it just doesn't do quite as good of a job as flour does. But if you want to be gluten free, use cornstarch. All right, looking good. Woo!
So Jerry asked you,
Jerry.
hey Tom, ever thought on doing a short documentary on our little town during the coal mining days?
No, to be honest, I haven't. And you know, if I could find a good source of photographs for the town, rather than the scattered few that I have seen, and there's not a lot. Maybe down at the Paonia Library, they might have some. I would if I thought I could get enough, photographic images to go along with the history. Otherwise, I think it would be lacking. And I would definitely have to do a little more research, because there's been more than just the one coal mine here. There's been, I think I've heard somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 coal mines up and down this valley in the last 150 years or so. So there's been a lot of history of coal mining just in this area. So, it's not a bad idea. I'll definitely have to keep that in mind as for something a project to work on.
Ralph said I'd love to see more out and about videos.
Yeah, I need to do that. There's a lot of things I need to do. Just about, okay, we're just starting to boil here now. It's a soft, kind of a gentle boil. I don't want it a raging boil. Start adding this in a handful at a time.
Well, that sounded like Budweiser, Carol.
Something sounded
Oh,
like?
I opened a can of soda.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Budweiser. Actually, it was Miller Lite. Right? Yeah, Miller. Oh, just Miller. This cheese is melting very nicely. Starting to thicken the soup. After I get this cheese melted in, I'll give it a taste and kind of finish the seasoning from there. Pull it off the meat. Said I don't want it to boil hard. It's a beautiful thick soup right there. It's going to be good.
So
Very
Jessica
nice.
says, so are you getting the good kind of rain where it cools it off, or the mud cools it off, or the muddy sticky?
Well, it's a little of both. I mean, you're going to get mud. What I don't like is when it's been really hot and then it rains, because all it does is make it humid, which isn't very comfortable. So, but today it's nice because it's been kind of overcast and cloudy all day anyway. So.
Yep. Nice and cool when we walked with the dogs.
It was. Yeah, it granulated just a little bit, but not enough to make a texture difference, I don't think. Let's see where I'm at. That's it. I don't need to touch it. This old guy, I'll give you a taste. Okay?
Okay.
You can tell me if you think it needs pepper or salt or anything. Let me get you a veg on there.
Ralph says, I love the smell of rain, and Carol says, absolutely down for it.
Yeah, it's starting to lighten up a little bit. So what do you think?
I think it could use a little bit of salt and pepper both.
A little bit of both. Okay.
It's good like it is.
I'll listen to the boss. A little bit of salt.
It's very good though, like it is.
Well, if it's very good like it is, why am I adding more? Okay, then it wasn't very good. No, that's not very good. All right. Great. Soup turned out very nicely, and like I said, if you want to add some ham or sausage or bacon or something to this, go for it. Potatoes, whatever vegetable you like that goes good with cheese. Absolutely no reason that you can't use it.
Carol says, I bet I could feed you a mud pie.
A mud pie. You think you're gonna read that again?
Bet I could feed you a mud pie.
No, I bet you couldn't. And I bet you could give me a mud pie.
Oh, and then right after that she said Ralph, so maybe she's talking
Oh,
about
okay. Because that's what I say. I no mud pies. I quit eating mud when I was like 6. That'll keep for now.
And have you fixed authentic beef stroganoff yet?
Beef stroganoff? Sure. I've made beef stroganoff on the stream. You know, I don't think that's one we've done on the stream. I don't know. I've been doing them for about 3 years now, so sometimes we're trying to remember for sure what I've done. But I don't think stroganoff is one of them. So we'll write it down. I absolutely love beef stroganoff. I made it just like a couple of weeks ago. Finish off the bottle I had. Very nice. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, since I got a minute. Let's go ahead and spin for week after next. Next week is green chili burgers from Don. Tonight's was Wild Man. All right. Get this out of the way. This one almost fell out, so go ahead and redo this one, a little tiny one. Okay, so coming up week after next. Wish I could do a drum roll. Oh, Blagogi. And I'm not sure who said that because I can't read Mrs. Old Guy's writing. So, bulgogi is a Korean dish. Very thinly sliced beef, marinated with yummy stuff. So that'll be next week or week after next. Yay! And I can't see whose guess was that. Was that Debbie's?
Debbie McGee's.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we get it. That one's in there. Whew. It's actually pretty warm. The humidity, starting to feel it now, but
Yep.
it's not as bad as it can be. Believe me.
You want me to turn the fan back on?
Yeah, please go ahead and turn it on.
You were having a hard time hearing me between the rain and the fan.
Right. Well, I just have a hard time hearing you because you don't spike up. Woo!
Ronald says, good job.
Thank you, Ronald. Yeah, heck, I got time just to mumble and grumble.
More thunder came.
Mumble and grumble. More thunder.
Ralph says, I wonder if wrapping the wheel in Glad wrap would stop the request from falling out.
Well, it would only work to a small extent. The Glad wrap itself, because I'd have to be opening and closing, it's not going to stay tight, and it's just going to. I think what I'll end up doing is cutting a piece of screen and lining the inside, and then put them all back in, and that I hope will do it. There's not much I can do about the sides, but the rest of it I can get a screen in there.
Steve says, I'm patiently waiting for the dreaded turkey soup bowl.
Turkey soup. You know, when you say that, that reminds me of a guy. I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm sure Tammy knows who I'm talking about. There was a guy around here that had this restaurant. It was here in town for a while, and then it moved down into this other town. And he just loved making turkey soup, but he wouldn't keep it for one day. He wouldn't keep it for 2 days. He wouldn't keep it for 3 days. He would keep that turkey soup going for 3 weeks. The same turkey soup. And it would just, it was vile. So, I never have liked turkey soup, and after that experience, I really don't like turkey soup.
Jerry says the breeze outside feels great, nice and cool.
It does. From the heat that we've been getting all summer, it's nice to have a cooler day, that's for sure. Yes. And good for my grass. I don't have to water it. Go out and do it.
Steve says, yikes. And Johnny's listening.
Johnny, I'm glad you're still here. I really am. This has been a fun year. I've been trying to film some new content, and things haven't exactly gone to plan as far as the locations that I've picked to try and do what I'm doing. But I think I've came up with a pretty good idea, and we're going to try and get some filming in maybe over this weekend. And so hopefully new content will come up soon. I wanted to get started on it last month, but things just didn't work out the way I wanted them to, and that's okay. They hardly ever do. I've pretty much given up on things that I want to do. Working out is like, I no longer try to count on it. It's like, well, if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, well, I don't have my hopes up. So, good way from being disappointed.
Jessica says, I'm sorry, I'm back. I got disconnected from the internet.
Uh-oh. Well, I hate when that happens. Well, you really haven't missed anything. I'm not sure when you left, but the only thing I've done is add the cheese to the soup, and it's delicious. And I'm just kind of goofing around right now. It's barely been an hour, and all I got left to do is cook these sandwiches, and it's not gonna take very long to make a couple of Monte Cristos. It's just not. So I'm gonna flap my yap and have a little fun. And again, as always, a couple of you have mentioned it, but what are the rest of you having for your next meal? Right? I mean, some people are getting ready to have dinner now, some later, whatever, some it's lunch.
Like Ralph, it's in the morning, he's
Right.
having breakfast.
Right. So, what are you guys having for your next meal? I want to know, because it's only right, it's only fair. You know what I'm having. What's that, Miss Soul Guy?
Carol says, yes, Ralph, you love the smell of rain. That's what it smells like here. And Ralph says, Carol, rain here tends to smell like wet, hot pavement and hints of moss and algae.
Ooh, I like that earthiness to it. Get that nice little hint of mildew in the air.
Steve's having quesadillas later.
Nice. Nice. What kind of quesadillas? Regular, just like a cheese quesadilla, or just, you don't have to be too specific, just curious. We kept it pretty simple today.
Yeah.
We just made a quick burger, done with. I didn't want to destroy the kitchen before I had to do my stream, so we had lunch at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I mean, the earlier I eat, the better for me, anyway.
Yeah.
Just so it's not so torturous at night.
So the other man from the feed was here.
Well,
From Sunday.
Mr. Gray, happy Sunday, all the way out there in Aussie land. Hi! Have you had an Aussie pie? They used to have these things here in America, the frozen Aussie pies, and they were good. I actually liked them pretty well. But yeah, they took them off the market, and now I have to make my own. Where's the fun in that?
Jerry said they just had chicken tenders and fries.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that.
Steve said chicken, cheese, and grilled onions.
Chicken, cheese, and onion. Yum. That sounds good. We had some grilled onion on our burgers. Well, I guess it's not really grilled onion, but it was cooked onion.
Carol says ours smells like mud pie.
Your rain smells like mud pie. Whew. Give this a stir.
Greg says the local pie shop down here in Alonzi Heights has the best pies in Sydney.
Well, Greg, you have my email address. Why don't you send me a recipe for a good Aussie pie? I don't want one that's got minced beef, You know, I want one that's got the beef that's been cooking forever and it's shredded, and that gravy is just, you know, gravy. Full of fat and flavor. Yum. So if you would. As a matter of fact, see, now because it's my live stream, I can kind of do this. Mrs. Old Guy, write down Aussie Pies and put Mr. Greg on there, and then we'll put it in our basket here. And okay, Greg, how's that? It's been a long time since I've had an Aussie pie, so why not?
My video, Carol? She said Greg loved the video of the birds.
Ah. Let's get that. All right, come on.
Steve Russell says, do you eat the fat off your steaks?
It just depends. It really does. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. It really depends on the type of steak and how it was prepared. I
Jerry
think-
says that he does. Eats the fat off.
Yep. You know, sometimes, yeah. I mean, if it's some of the fat is really gristly and chewy, and I tend not to eat that.
Greg said a real Aussie pie recipe coming at you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Jessica says my all-time favorite meal is Alfredo pasta and angel.
Oh, I love Alfredo. Yeah, Miss Old Guy, I think you're going to write down chicken Alfredo and put Jessica's name next to that. Love me some Alfredo. Absolutely. And I'll make the pasta. If I'm going to go to the trouble of making some Alfredo sauce, I'm going to take the extra time, which isn't that much time, and make the pasta to go with it. And if you ever decide to make yourself some chicken Alfredo, try this. Make your chicken a lemon pepper chicken and have that with the Alfredo sauce, you know, and the pasta. Oh man, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. And if you can grill the chicken, it's even better. In there. Stir this.
Steve says one of all his all-time favorites is crab cakes.
Whose?
Steve?
Steve? Crab cakes? Yeah, crab cakes are okay. I'm not a huge seafood fan, but I didn't grow up anywhere near the ocean. You know, like my parents are from the East Coast. We're from the East Coast, and you know, having seafood was a lot more common. But you know, when they moved here to Colorado, and this is where I was born. You know, it's been beef, chicken, pork, sometimes tuna fish, sometimes some trout, and that's been about it. Now, it doesn't mean I don't like seafood. I just don't like a lot of it. I like shrimp okay. I like fried clams.
Jerry's request. Menudo?
Menudo? No menudo. I know likey menudo. And I found out that I don't like miso chicken too. Had a request for that. And, you know, it had nothing to do with, you know, who requested it. It was just not a meal that I want to have again. At least I don't want to make it. That doesn't mean I won't go to some Asian restaurant sometime and try miso chicken again. Maybe it was the type of miso. Maybe it was the amount I used. I don't know, but I didn't like it. Not even a little bit. In fact, it was just about the worst chicken I think I've ever had. So, yeah. Oh boy. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should go ahead and get this cooking. I mean, it's only just a little after 3. It's not going to take maybe 10 minutes to cook these sandwiches. Maybe. And then I guess by the time we eat them and I flap my yap some more and we eat a dessert, yeah, I suppose I'll start dragging some stuff out. I didn't get any kind of special bread, just regular old cheap sandwich bread. Let's see here. Turkey ham. Where'd my Swiss cheese go? I've already got it in my hand. No wonder I couldn't find it. So, Monte Cristo is basically a club sandwich with no lettuce, tomato, onion, or bacon. Other than that, and it doesn't use 3 slices. Just a French toast sandwich.
Jerry says maybe I'll have to do a guest spot to show you.
A guest spot to show me what?
Probably how to make them.
To make, I don't know. What did he say?
That's what he said.
Okay, well, if you want to show me how to make something that I like, yes, please. I'm down. You can come and you can do a guest spot. You know, you can come on my stream with me, and I'm all up for that. All right. So we got some of this here ham from the deli. How am I going to do this? I guess.
Girl says, show us the dessert and explain it.
Show you the dessert?
And explain
No.
it.
No. I'm not going to show you the dessert, and I'm certainly not going to explain it. I will. Come on. Some sliced Swiss here. Okay.
What are you doing, Chum Chum? You think you want something?
Meat. Cheese. A little more meat. So I got some ham lunch meat here. Do 3 of these on there.
Steve said, would you consider doing crazy cakes as a side?
Crazy cakes?
Oh, crab. Sorry, crab cakes.
Oh, crab cakes as a side.
The heart thing was in the way. Kind of.
The crab cakes. Yeah, maybe. Crab cakes aren't horrible. I'm just not. See, here's the thing. Some things I won't mind eating, but Mrs. Old Guy, and not so much. So it kind of puts me in a kind of a difficult spot to know. Well, sure I can make crab cakes, but it's it's not really worth it, I guess, to make crab cakes for one person.
Jessica says, smelling really good. I'm so hungry. Is it almost ready?
Well, it's getting there. The soup is done. The soup is definitely done.
Greg says the dessert is something I'm really looking forward to today.
Me too. Me too.
And Steve says, not sure how to do it.
Not sure how to do what.
Eating crab cakes? I don't know. That was the last thing he said.
Oh, how to make crab cakes? They're fairly simple to make. Can of crab meat works just fine. Some breadcrumbs, a little mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion, finely minced. Little. Some people will put in a little Old Bay seasoning. You know, it's the other seasoning is kind of up to your taste, just black pepper and salt, whatever, and mix in a little egg for a binder. And then you form it into little patties and fry them up. So those aren't quite ready yet.
Carol said that was a time filler for you, idea for you.
A time filling idea?
Yeah.
To do
Yeah,
what?
time to kill the dessert.
Oh, to explain the dessert? Okay. So I got a little of my mayo. I don't think I needed to pull my jar out. I mean, you guys have seen me make mayo enough times. So a little bit of mayo, a little bit of mustard. Just gonna mix them together. Make some mayo stirred. Mayo stirred. Right. We'll put some of this on all 4 slices of bread. How about that? Ta-da!
Pretty fancy there.
I know, it's all in the wrist. It is all in the wrist. Fair amount on each one. Don't want a dry sandwich. One down, one to go. Oh, rain's picking back up.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I hope the rain stops before I have to start door dashing. It's going to make divvying up tiramisu kind of difficult. Pulled out just enough. What do you know? Love it when a plan comes together. Perfect. I like it a lot. Okay. Well, that was difficult.
Carol says, wow, this storm is amazing. Yeah, it's been pouring.
Well, we sure need it. There'll be no complaints from me. Where have they all gone? Did I use them both? Trying to find what I did with the little cutting boards.
They're not over there?
No,
Huh.
I don't see them. Unless they're hiding. Here's one. That's all I really need.
Ralph says, will Mrs. OG hold the umbrella over your head while you walk over there? LOL.
I don't have an umbrella. So that's going to be a big no. Even though everybody's walking distance, I might get lazy and just go in my car, drive literally across the street.
And then another house right behind that one across the street.
Yep.
And cut back out to the road and then across the street.
Everybody's just down the road from everybody else here. Stir. All right. We'll let that pan get hot a little bit. And we'll get some sandwiches dunked. Start getting them fried up. We look forward to this next week. Gonna get a visit from my brother. Doug is driving in from Iowa, so it'll be good to see him. And what else is happening coming up this week? Anything? Really? No? Hoping to get, like I said a little while ago, get some filming done. But it'll be nice to see him.
Jerry says you don't have a problem walking over here.
No? Okay. We'll, I might go just crazy and meet you halfway.
Tammy says a big black plastic bag.
A big black plastic bag. A big black plastic bag. Yeah, make myself a makeshift raincoat. Just put it over my head and tear a little hole for my face to fit through.
Ralph says, I thought everyone had an umbrella. They even have umbrella stands at the library, etc. over here.
No, not everybody has one. You're looking at one. Maybe you need to like get a picture, and then make yourself a little thing and hang it on the wall. This guy has no umbrella. Maybe it'd be unique. You could get a lot of money for it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, I don't want this pan to get super hot. I want to keep it at a medium heat so that I have time, the heat has time to melt the Swiss. If you have it too high, it's like trying to make a grilled cheese sandwich on a high setting. You'll burn the bread before you melt the cheese. So.
Jerry says, with this traffic, that is crazy.
Oh, well, meeting him halfway. Yeah, you're right, Jerry. I suppose I'd better, one or the two of us should go ahead and be like that chicken and cross to the other side of the road. That'd be me.
Jessica says, I would rather just get wet than hold an umbrella. I like getting wet.
All right. Doink. Doink.
Ralph says I should send you a photo of me wearing my umbrella hat. Yes, dude, I want to see it, Ralph. Carol said, yes, the new 25 is 50.
Yeah, through here it is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Those are starting to cook. Said I kind of got them on the lower heat. Give them a few minutes. I don't want to rush them. Nope, I don't. And let's see here. Pull out Excalibur to cut those sandwiches. I'm gonna cut the sandwiches, folks. Right in front of your eyes. Yes. I guess I'll turn that burner on to kind of a lower temp. Keep that soup hot. So, Carol, how did you want me to to describe or explain my tiramisu. Start with making the mascarpone cheese. Yeah. Short video, super quick, super simple, super easy. I mean, total time of actual preparing less than 10 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. The only thing you have to do is wait for it in the refrigerator overnight. So, other than that, I mean, it's super simple. And then I just whipped in put in some whipped cream and the egg sauvignon, which is egg yolks and sugar cooked over a double boiler. Added that in, mixed it up, separated about half of it out. And one half was just on the bottom layer with my lady fingers that I burned. I burned the first batch of lady fingers, so I had to make some more. But it's okay because I ended up using almost all of them. So, and I soaked them in the 3 triple strength coffee. Had a little bit of sugar in it. So lined the bottom. I put cocoa powder on the bottom of the pan, and then a layer of the cookies, and then the mascarpone mixture, and another layer of lady fingers. And I was complaining and thinking, well, I wasn't complaining. I was just wondering why they say lady fingers when no ladies have fingers like that. But and then the top layer, I added about a quarter cup. That's 4 whole tablespoons of Marsala wine to the mixture. So just to give it a little extra kick. In a regular tiramisu, you could get cognac or rum that's been put into the coffee. So it's not unusual to have a little alcohol in a tiramisu. A lot of them don't, like the commercially available ones, because obviously they're not going to be putting alcohol in something that's just going out to the general public.
Carol said then, or Tammy said, then when they go by the speed limit, you wonder what's going on.
Yeah. Why is he driving so slow? Oh, it's only 25.
Jessica says, it's funny, I can make a good steak, make pasta, but I can never make a good grilled cheese.
Huh. The only thing I can say is just lower your temperature. Give it time. You can make a good grilled cheese. That's all you got to do. I mean, just saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll never be able to make a good grilled cheese. I don't know. But I hope that you can. It's one of the simple pleasures. So, because it's a thing, why I don't know, but I think to serve jam or preserve of some sort with the sandwiches. So I got some blackberry preserves. I was going to get raspberry, and well, let's try blackberry. They're almost the same shape. Starting to get a little bit of bubbling here.
Carol said, no, Tom, it's cool. And then she said, thank you, I love this.
Okay, I'm confused.
And she did about saying what the tiramisu was.
Oh. Yeah, well, but I guess I didn't even finish, did I? Oh, yeah, I did. The layers and stuff. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Could be bad, could be wrong, could be really wrong. Could be good. No, nothing ever good comes out of my mouth.
says fat fingers.
Fat fingers? Well, yeah, but people would want to do that politically correct. You know, you can't say fat fingers. That's not nice. Say calorically challenged fingers. Calorically challenged fingers. He's not bald, he's follically challenged.
Ray says, those are not lady fingers.
Those aren't lady fingers. I've never seen a lady ever with fingers like that.
Carol told Tammy that it could be the chickens that make the traffic slow down.
It could be. It could be, because I've sure seen them slow down for
Yeah,
the traffic.
for it and honk.
And honk at them, yeah. Honking at chickens really doesn't help. It'll still just cross the road and, you know. You know, and then these chickens, if you could actually interview a chicken, these chickens could tell you why they cross the road, because they do it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Even when she had baby chickens, the mama would take them across the road, get down to the river.
seriously? Non-stick pan, huh? Having a little dab of butter. Give these a couple more minutes. We're almost done. First side browned up. It looks pretty nice for what it is. For what it's worth.
Ross said that he did a rubbish cleanup day yesterday around the park and bush areas. He collected a large bucket full before giving up for the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Ralph. That's awesome. I'm glad you do that. It's always good when people kind of help out and give back to their community a little bit. Don't take a lot. Oh.
Jerry said, I heard those non-stick pans are not healthy for you.
Well, they certainly don't stick. They certainly don't live up to their non-stick reputation. Jeez.
We normally use cast iron is what we normally use.
Yep, I just don't have a cast iron big enough to fit 2 sandwiches like that. So cast iron is a lot more non-stick than a non-stick.
Carol said the other neighbor used an air horn for roosters crowing. Didn't work.
Yeah, no doubt.
I bet I know who she's talking about.
Yeah, I bet. We all know the neighbor.
And
That's okay.
she says, does putting bacon on a chicken and cheese quesadilla sound like a good idea?
Yes. Absolutely, yes. Put all, don't be skimpy either. I'd put a bunch. The more bacon in it, the better. Get it fried really crispy. And then make sure that everything else is melty and ready to go. And before you fold that tortilla over the top, crumble a bunch of that bacon in it. And then fold it over and cut it. Oh, yum! Almost makes me want to have that now.
Thank you.
Almost done. Guess I'll grab a plate and the bowls.
Carol says yummy. Yeah, it does sound good. Ralph said, the joke about the chickens crossing the road to get to the other side. I wonder how many people get the double meaning.
Not me. I've never got the double meaning. Ever.
Greg said, adding bacon to my cereal is a good idea, Steve. Anything tastes better with bacon.
Just about. What am I doing? It's got to go here first. Those things work pretty good.
Yeah.
And what'd I do with it? Right there. Get you some of this blackberry jelly on here. I'll just put a little bit if you want more or whatever. Okay.
You may eat it or may not.
You may, well, that's your prerogative. Ooh, I used a $3 word. Okay. Monte Cristo. Looks like the cheese is melted very nicely.
Yeah.
Right? There you go. And let me get you some soup. Look at that soup. Can you see it, Mrs. Old Guy?
Can't put it up just a little bit.
Yummy. Yep. And there's your an entrenching tool. Okay. Get this other sandwich out.
Steve says, looks very good. And Greg says, ooh, lovely.
Yeah. Does look good. Smells good. Okay. Get this out of my way. What do I do with the jelly knife? Guess I'll use this one. Okay. A little bit of jam on there.
Snackhead Cowboys here.
Hey, Jack! Happy Sunday, or no, Saturday.
What's on the menu, old guy?
I just made some Monte Cristo sandwiches, and this here is beer cheese soup. And yesterday I made a tiramisu for dessert. I did do a stream on that as well. That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to tune in and join us. You're just in time for dinner. Sandwiches are in the pan, soup's in the pot. Help yourself. Let's get a bite of this beer cheese.
Carol says, that's where some of my favorite chickens live. Tammy says, you need one more taste tester at your house.
Maybe I do.
Snackhead Cowboy says, sounds classy.
Very classy. All right, let's get a hold of this sandwich. It's good. But what's not to like about ham and turkey and cheese? Well, Unless you don't like ham, turkey, or cheese. Now, tradition says you should try a little bit of sweet. That's okay. Kind of a different flavor. It's not bad. It's just different. I'm not sure that it's something I would do on a regular basis, but I'll try another bite. Put some more on. Does give an interesting flavor. I did try to look to see if there was a particular type or flavor of preserve that's more commonly used than others, but there's not. So any fruit preserve, it said. So
Carol says that's beautiful, Tom. And Jessica says, can you pass the salt and a paper towel? I still do.
Oh. My paper towel roll is empty. Just use your sleeve.
Tammy said, thanks, Tom and Debbie.
You are welcome. Thank you for the things today.
Ray says, wow, I could go for some of that right now. Stares at my rolled oats.
Huh. Sandwich is okay. I don't. Monte Cristo's. Personally, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. I've only made them a couple of times. It's a good sandwich, but I think there's a lot of others that are better. Just saying.
Ray told Jessica just to use your shirt.
That's what I said.
And then Snack and Cowboy says, are you enjoying the Olympics?
The Olympics? I have to be honest with you, I haven't seen any Olympics. The reason for that is the area where we live, we don't get any reception for regular broadcast TV. It has to be satellite or something. And I won't pay for it because it's not worth it to me. We did have a cable or satellite service for a while. Had 136 channels, and I watched maybe 5 out of them. It just wasn't worth it. So I haven't seen any of the Olympics. I've heard a lot of bad things about it so far. You know, from the opening ceremonies to Russia putting in a male in the female boxing. What kind of crap is that? So, yeah. I haven't seen any, and I've only heard kind of bad things about it. So, sounds like it's a little too woke.
Jessica says, I am super excited to see how the tiramisu
Mm. Well, to be honest, me too. The biggest thing that could have gone wrong would be that my cream didn't set first. But even so, it still should be good enough to get out of the pan. So I'm thinking it'll be all right. Hi, Chumley. You smell that soup and the ham, do you? Yes, yes, yes.
Carol said they use Roku now. That's what we have too.
Yeah, we have a Roku TV, and it gets free channels of sorts, but I don't know if I could watch the Olympics or not. And even if I could, ever since I've been up here, I've kind of lost the desire to watch sports on TV. Sit on my butt watching other people being athletic. Somehow it just seems I don't know.
Greg says, I think those XY boxers are fighting for the gold today, or already have.
It's ridiculous.
Jessica says, I don't want to use my shirt, so I used one of yours. I hope it's okay. And that must go.
Just as long as you didn't use the one with the pretty gold sparkles. You're a good boy, Chumley. Yes, you are. I don't know if, how many of you were here yesterday that heard me say this, but the fur that was missing or had fallen out on Chumley's side, and that the vet said would probably never grow back, is almost completely grown back. Yay! Yes.
Rob says it's funny how brown dog biscuits could become a white dog.
I know you want some soup, but it's got onion in it, and it's got a bunch of cheese and milk, and buddy, you and every other dog are lactose intolerant, and you know what that means. I know what it means.
Greg told Jessica Tom's sparkly shirt is being saved for the Olympics closing ceremony.
Yeah, I'll douse it with lighter fluid.
And Snackhead says, yes, old guy, I don't pay my TV license. Nothing worth watching anyway.
Not really.
Jessica says, do you ever give in to your dog and then give them table food? I know I do with my sister's dog.
Oh, not very often, but sometimes, depending on what it is. Like, if it's a piece of chicken that doesn't have like a bunch of spices and crap on it, I'll let them have that. Or a little piece of steak that maybe didn't get finished, maybe just has a little salt or pepper, I'll give them that. Other than that, really, what else? Oh, if we eat a bowl of ice cream, we'll let them, lick the dish. That's about it, though, for table food. We will go to a Ralph. There's a what do you call them? A chain here, Dairy Queen, where they serve ice cream, and they have little cups about yay big filled with vanilla soft serve ice cream that you can get for your doggy. So, we've got them that a few times. And there's another place, Sonic. You can get a cup full of their whipped cream for your dog. Sometimes I'd get them a hamburger patty. Huh.
Carol said they get a lot of channels. Tubi is good for, it's cool for movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Ralph said he's glad that he made a full recovery.
Me too.
And Craig says, Coon would love some of that lactose. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, I know it.
Chocolate rain would not be fun after.
No.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe.
No soup for you. Him's my buddy. I could tell he's feeling better. He's been on his thyroid medicine for a little over a month. And, yep. He really didn't notice the difference until he started feeling better. And then it's like, wow, he is really feeling better. So, and I'm glad of that. I definitely want my fur babies to have a good life. So, yes, isn't that right? So, how was it?
It was okay.
What did you think?
The sandwich is okay.
Yeah, nothing special, really.
Soup is really good.
Yeah. Soup is good. They want me to pull out the tiramisu. So I will. Let's get it out.
Ralph said, sounds nice. Greg says, such a good boy. I'm gonna wrestle you maybe one day.
That would be interesting.
Snack how that cowboy after he retired.
I am, yes. There you go. Tiramisu. It looks good. Looks like it might have set up all right. Let's see what kind of knife. Oh. I'm happy so far.
Ralph told Greg slumber party at OG's and this is LOL.
Slumber party.
Head on over. Might take you a while. Silly boy.
Glad you didn't knock it over, Chumley. That looks really, really good. But I don't want to wipe this off before I pull it out. All right. In for that first piece. Ah ha ha! I'm a hoppy man. Come on. Come on. Woohoo! That is to die for. This is okay. I'll give you a fork. And let the folks see. Oh, well, you can see it. Can you see that layer in there? There you go. I'll take care of the plate. Okay, set this here.
It's looking good, yeah. Ralph says him and his mom are heading to a free German movie this afternoon.
Nice.
Have a good time.
Das Boot. The boat. Das Boot. All right, here goes that first bite. That is really, really good.
That Marcella in it is really good.
Mm-hmm. There's just enough of the Marsala to taste, but it doesn't overpower the coffee or the chocolate. The lady fingers have a nice texture to them. A lot of nice flavor. Oh. You know, I'm sorry. Guys, Jerry and everybody, I'm sorry. This just isn't the quality that I wanted it to be for you to chase. So this old guy and I are going to have to just finish this one ourselves, and I'll let you have some of the next one. Oh, wow. This is delicious.
Johnny's clapping.
My mouth is in heaven right now. That is so good. About a week or so ago, we went out for lunch with Mrs. Old Guy's dad at a buffet, right, with all-you-can-eat place. And they had these little squares of tiramisu. It was, you know, they were okay for what it was. But I was saying, you know, on the way home, I was saying, Mrs. Old Guy, I'm thinking maybe I should do some tiramisu. Because eating it just made me want to make some. Oh, man.
Jessica says it wouldn't be right not to ask, but is this tiramisu worth your famous mating call, LOL? Got to go. I'll see you next week.
The mating call. Well, I mean, I might, but like I said, my mating call has never attracted any mates. It's never done me any good.
She's got to go. See you next weekend.
Thank you, Jessica. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming in. You take care.
Yum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
She says one more thing. The only time I miss you I've ever had was from her Cuddy's restaurant or something.
The only time she's had what?
She says, oh, one more thing. The only time I miss you I've ever had was from this restaurant. Her Cuddy's or something.
Maybe she meant to say
Maybe.
tiramisu
I'll bet.
from this place. Yeah. I've only had it at a couple of places myself, and so far, I mean, I like mine the best. Um, I've never had cannoli or cannolo if it's just one. Cannoli is more than one, but yeah, I've never had one other than the one I've made, with the exception of one time we went to this Italian place and they had it on their dessert menu, but it really wasn't very good at all. They they put the cannoli shell on the plate after they dipped it in chocolate. So there was this big thick layer of chocolate holding it to the plate that really wasn't that great. And they filled that cannoli shell way ahead of time. So the shell itself wasn't crispy or crunchy. It was kind of soggy. And the filling was okay, but it would have been a lot better if it had been a fresh cannoli. Cannolo.
He says, glad it's good. And Jessica says, yes, I'm sorry, I meant tiramisu for autocorrect.
It's okay. I'm going to give myself a big hug. Good job, Tom.
Greg says, tiramisu and cannoli homemade, especially with everything from scratch, has no substitute. My landlord one time was Italian.
Uh-huh. You get away from here. You don't get none of my tiramisu. No, sir. I got other folks I want to share it with, other than you pesky little things. Ha ha! Now try and get some. I dare you. Well, that's pretty much it for today. I thank everybody for hanging out with Old Guy last night and today. We'll see about how often the Friday streams will happen. We're just kind of giving it an experimental time right now to see, how well that works and fits in with things that we want to do. And yeah, we'll go from there. So you can look for something to vote on, probably a little later today. And as far as desserts and of course the side dishes go. And if there's a dessert in there that it's going to take me a day to make, or I have to make a day ahead of time, well, I guess I'll schedule a stream. So we'll just kind of rock it that way for now. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for spending some time with your weekend with me. I appreciate it very much. As always, I'm going to ask you to please give back to your community somehow, some way, even if it's just helping a neighbor, mow their lawn or just anything. So give back. We'll see you next Saturday, maybe Friday. Bye-bye.
Ralph said that you wouldn't be able to have that on the table if Bobby was here. He said thanks for the stream as usual.